fun to look around and see fans singing our Star-Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And here we go, everybody. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Utah Jazz matched up against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Checking out the Clippers, going up against a capable opponent, but you see their confidence. This one they really feel they should win. They'll look to come out strong and throw the first punch. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Ah, very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside, and our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. The grind of the NBA season wears on, but what a pleasure this year is turning out to be. Let's check out the West and see how the standings look. Taking a look at the Clippers, they're sitting pretty, second place, and looking to take the top spot. And, of course, the Utah Jazz, and they're down 4 spots from them.
And I think for the Jazz, most of the preseason predictions were right on the money when it came to them. I mean, a playoff contender, but not necessarily championship caliber.
I agree. As good as they've been, they do seem like they're missing that true killer instinct that sets the great teams apart from the good ones.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, Rudy Gobert is still awaiting his first All-Star appearance. His snub in 2019 raised eyebrows. The reigning Defensive Player of the Year averaged a career-high 15 points a game on a league-best 65% shooting from the field. And he missed a $1 million contract bonus due to that snub. Kevin, it's easy to see why he was emotional about it.
Yeah, D.A., very understandable. Thank you. You know, Steve, these teams we're seeing tonight both have very strong options off their bench.
And, Kevin, when you have a strong bench, the starters love it because they know if they have a lead, they have some guys that's going to extend the lead. If they're not playing well, they have guys that come off that help them. And opposing teams, they know when you're a 9 or 10 deep team and you're very, very talented.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, Mitchell and Bogdanovich, they're the wings. Inside, we have Ingles and Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Montrezl Harrell. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Zubac in at the 5 down low. Mitchell, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Few players in the league do a better job of finding the open man than Mike Conley.
Now Beverley. Left side, Leonard. Pulls up. Zubac trying to break loose. Had the space there, but it's offline. The drive by Mitchell. Off the mark. His first miss of the game. 1 for 2. And here's Beverley. He brings it up for Los Angeles. Leonard with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And Bogdanovich, the bucket on the assist by Mitchell.
The hands of Gobert are consistently moving, which is why he comes up with these steals.
Beverley against Conley. Outside Leonard. Second chance effort. Harrell finds Leonard. Now here's George. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Over in the corner, Zubats. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. And so just over a minute and a half played. Harrell against Gobert. Fires the three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
It was really that second wave in the rotation that took the offense to another level.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And the technical free throw, missing that time. They'll retain possession here, however. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Just 5 to shoot. And here's Conley outside. It's hauled in by George. Clippers have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Count it. Good.
That breaks their string of misses. Now 1 for 5. You can feel their sense of relief.
And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Utah Jazz. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Mitchell outside. Jacks up a three. Sinks the triple. Mitchell's got 5 now.
Even though Mitchell isn't all that efficient from range, the most impressive thing to me is he believes the shot is going in.
Now here's Beverly. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Pass to Harrell. Leonard on the wing for the three. That one doesn't go. And Utah the other way now. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
It was a loss last time they faced up against each other. A very tightly contested game that they felt they could have won.
It could have gone either way, but unfortunately for them, they ended up on the losing side of that score.
Yeah, and the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Conley against Beverly. Up top, Gobert. Pass to Bogdanovich. Ingles in the corner. Three-pointer. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Stolen by Mitchell. And George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
The question is, do you leave him in? Obviously, you don't want him to pick up a 3rd foul this early.
Jackson, he's checked in for George. Conley dishes to Mitchell. Here's Gobert.
Gobert going to the line. The defense couldn't do anything but foul the big fella.
The Jazz shooting their 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
He misses the free throw. Looking at the season so far, Steve, feels like every perimeter player is working on that step-back three. What's making that shot so popular?
You know, I think, Kevin, now in this stage, there's no hand checking, so you already have spacing, and now to be able to step back and knock down a three, it creates more. Back in the day with hand checking, it would have been hard to step back with an arm grabbing you and holding you. So I think guys are, you know, somewhat playing by the rules and using their rules to their advantage.
Great explanation. Here's Beverly. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Harrell finds Zubats. Over Gobert. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. Well, Ivica Zubats may not block a lot of shots, but Smitty, he is still a solid defender.
What Zubats does is a great job of challenging players at the rim and provides great help from the weak side. He does rack up a lot of defensive fouls, but hopefully that decreases with time.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
The Clippers last year, they scored well. Lacked a true superstar, but they were aggressive. Case in point, #1 in the league in free throw attempts.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Mitchell against Jackson.
Tremendous defense. Reggie has the quickness to stay on the ball and the long reach to affect the shot.
Clippers moving the ball around. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. And Smitty getting to the line most often for the Clippers last season. Lou Williams and Gallinari.
That combination was fascinating to watch. When you have guys who can score on all 3 levels and know how to draw fouls, that puts tremendous pressure on the defense.
Offensive rebound. Gobert off with the layup.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
And Jackson throws it down hard.
Quick off his feet, the long arms, easy jam for Jackson.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Jazz. Knocked away. Leonard with the steal. Here's Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Jackson's got his second basket of the night.
They're getting him shots in his spots. That's understanding your personnel.
And the Jazz with possession here. Trailing by 2. Mitchell with it. Now guarded by Harrell. And the rejection by Harrell.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball. That's a nice read. The value of keeping your eyes up.
Jazz trail by 4. Conley scanning the floor. Knocks it loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession.
A moment here to see the numbers for Bogdanovic. His last 10 games, he's averaging 8 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. Not bad numbers, but for a player of his talent, you have to think he can do more.
Well, sometimes even the best hit a little flat spot. It's natural. He'll get on a roll, and I think he'll be fine.
Now here is Conley. A 17-point game for him in the win against Portland. They need this one. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Outside Leonard. He makes that one drop, only a second and 5 tries.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah.
And maybe the biggest story of this summer, where would Kawhi Leonard be headed in free agency? A player of his caliber commands that kind of media scrutiny.
JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Zubats. And Utah also making a switch. Moutier is checked in. Jazz trail by 6. Greg, you talk about the media focus for Kawhi Leonard. Not exactly something he embraces.
Not at all. As a kid on his birthdays, he'd shutter himself in his room because he didn't want the attention. To this day, he lets his play do the talking.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's coming off a 19-point game against Portland. Great open look there.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's Green. Outside Jackson. On the wing, Williams. That shot off. So Utah will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
Majority of the night, they were in attack mode. Tremendous effort all the way around.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Jazz trail by 6. Moutier kicks to Mitchell. Here's Gobert. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Growing before our eyes, the confidence of Gobert. Comfortable doing a little of everything now.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
First one falls for him. One record that doesn't get much attention, Steve, a league-wide drop in turnovers. Last season was the lowest rate ever for turnovers in the NBA. It was terrific.
It was, and I think the reason why is teams are doing a good job offensively of sharing the basketball. There's not a lot of over-dribbling. And I think also the three-point shot. Guys are not driving the basketball because that can create turnovers. With the chance of driving it, they're catching and they're shooting from a long distance.
Now here's Williams. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive. Having a shaky time from the floor, but his teammates have been picking up the slack.
Clippers with the ball. To the paint. Here's Green. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And for a long time, JaMychal Green was mostly an energy player. Smitty, he's expanded his game lately.
Worked on developing an outside shot. He can drop a few threes from the power forward spot now, Kevin. He still has a high motor. You love the activity around the rim.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
The Jazz this summer had a lot of flexibility. That also meant a lot of decisions to make. Stick with what you have or try to revamp.
Both free throws good from Green. And the Jazz looking to add more shooting in free agency.
They wanted snipers at any position. Also more shot creation alongside Donovan Mitchell. We'll see how they will do.
Now here's Moutier. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Shot clock at 6. Clarkson against Green. The offensive rebound. Here's Gobert. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you see
What a
that one,
play.
Kevin? Unbelievable.
Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Jazz trail by 6. Clarkson passes to Davis. Nice ball movement by Utah. Floats one up. Passes it to Williams-Goss. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. These players have been dominant on the glass in their last 10 games, leading the NBA in rebounding. Rudy Gobert, number 1.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
Williams kicks to Harrell. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Reggie Jackson.
One shot.
And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the team. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways. It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The Jazz shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. On the free throw, no good. And with this summer's acquisition of Mike Conley, Greg, the Utah Jazz hoping to make a step in the West.
And really, Mike Conley, their best point guard since they traded away Darren Williams back in 2011. Alongside Bogdanovich, a big upgrade offensively, and he can hold his own on the defensive side as well.
Utah shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. Well, free throw good from Mudiay. Smitty, you've seen this before, separating teams that can make the deep playoff run, those that can't get bounced out early. What have you found is the difference between those two?
Well, a lot of times, Kevin, it comes down to those teams have more talent that can make those deep playoff runs. Also, they can make adjustments. And then I think also they're a team that has better chemistry, and they can win defensively and not just have to rely on their offense.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Mudiay must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Now here's Green. He averages about 5 points a game. Right wing. It's stolen by Davis. And here we go. Fast break. Mudiay's got it.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Now here's Williams. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He dishes it to Green. From deep. Rebounded by Williams-Goss.
And yeah, that old adage about being too wide open, not a thing. He just missed it.
The feed to Gobert. Now the dish to Davis. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Harrell's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Williams-Goss. Morris trying to free himself up. Nice D from Williams. Clippers leading by 3. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And Harrell slams it in.
In transition, Harrell gets a handful of points every game strictly by out-hustling his opponent.
And it's Moutier with the ball. He brings it up for the Utah Jazz. 43 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Offensive rebound. Davis uses the glass that time, and it's good.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why: lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Now here's Williams. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Here's Morris. The rebound by the Jazz. In transition, here come the Jazz. Moutier with the ball and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Fires from 18. Morris with the bucket.
And you see Morris aware of his surroundings, getting a good jump down court.
Reggie Jackson firing on all cylinders for the LA Clippers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back right after this. During his tenure in Utah, Coach Quinn Snyder has quickly earned the appreciation of his players, including Rudy Gobert.
We're very lucky to have a coach like that. He really takes everything, with heart, and he wants us to be the best defensive team in the league, as I do. And I think when the coach and the players are on the same page, usually, good things happen.
Coach Snyder doing a terrific job with his team.
Just a great tactician, and he's clearly got his guys buying in to his message.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
I love their effort, contesting shots, trying to intimidate here early on.
And you can see it's already having an impact. It can cause shooters to think twice.
Harrell is out there with Jermichael Green. Then it's Williams. Then it's Paul George. And it's Morris in at the 3 slot. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Williams against Moutier. Over Williams. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Working in that mid-range area. The analytics may not love it, but that's a good look for him.
And here's George. They picked up 24 points in their last one against the Lakers in Los Angeles. Williams passes to Harrell. Over Davis. And Harrell, the bucket on the assist by Williams. Williams has got assist number 5 here tonight. Quarter number 2. We're about a minute in. Williams-Goss, the pass to Moutier. Great D that time from Green.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Patrick Beverly comes in for Green. The Jazz also changing it up. Joe Ingles is checked in for Davis. Bogdanovich comes in for Clarkson. And Mike Conley subbed in for Emmanuel Moutier. And that one falls for Williams. And fan heckling that crosses the line, Smitty. We saw the Utah Jazz ban someone for life. How can the NBA do a better job of protecting the players?
Well, Kevin, first of all, I think each organization, let's take our hat off to the Utah Jazz. They acted swiftly and quickly, and I love what they did. They banned the fan for life, and I think you got to hit more of that. And also, I think, you know, as far as the NBA and also along with these teams, have some kind of pregame, or like you said, before the season starts, just to reinforce and stating the rules.
Here's Conley after the basket by Los Angeles. Outside Bradley. Outside Conley. The pass to Bogdanovich. 6 to shoot. Buries the long-range jumper. Bogdanovich has got 5 now.
And I'm a fan of that guy when he's shooting it from deep. Bogdanovich looks good every time it leaves his hands.
Now, here's George. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. And perhaps the most shocking news of the NBA offseason, Greg, the trade of Paul George. Nobody saw that coming.
Took a ransom of draft picks to get him off the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard recruited him to join him on the Clippers, and Paul obliged by demanding a trade. Came together quickly and caused a major power shift in the West.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
A big key to the Clippers' recent surge, the development of Montrezl Harrell. His activity and his ability to score have been infectious for this team, and he also can be very intimidating.
Mitchell, he's checked in for the Jazz. He's perfect from the line this time. And the Clippers getting Harrell in that Chris Paul deal. Turned out to be a decent trade for both teams.
You're totally right. The Rockets already had Capella. Harrell was sort of a redundant in terms of skill set. And you can only have one rim runner on the floor before you began to compromise spacing.
Now, here's Mitchell. A 17-point game for him in the win against Portland.
And not only was he creating for himself, he was setting up teammates with good shots.
Clippers leading by 9. Right side, Williams. He feeds it to Beverly. A rebound by Mitchell.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
For Utah, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Baseline try. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 3 assists in the game.
Defensively, there's only so much you can take away. You try to force Mitchell to become a jump shot shooter and live with the results.
It's Williams with the drive. Here's Beverly, and an air ball on that one. Way off. Jazz trail by 7. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Off target with the open look. Here's Williams. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Conley against Beverly. Now here is Conley. Not a lot of room. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul called on Los Angeles. And Smitty last season a career high in scoring for Mike Conley. Also assisting at a career high pace.
And now in his 30s, Mike Conley not only a model of consistency, he's just getting better.
That one is off.
Last season, Mike Conley became the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points scored. He was already first in assists, steals, and three-pointers.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Marcus Morris, and it's Jackson in for Lou Williams. He hits the second from the line. And Smitty, when it's all said and done, Mike Conley's jersey has to go in the Memphis Rafters.
Absolutely. Over a decade in a Grizzlies uniform, he helped lead them to the best years in franchise history.
Now, here's Zubac. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Clippers moving the ball around. And it's Beverly missing. Jazz trail by 8. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
I like that play by Joe Ingles. Doesn't have anything he wants, keeps the ball moving.
And stolen by Bogdanovich. To the inside. Here's Ingles. That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. And now just a 4-point Los Angeles lead. And so here are the Clippers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier.
Come get it.
Mitchell against Jackson. Beverly with the ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And George gets it to go. And the Clippers lead by 6.
I love the patience Beverly has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Conley kicks to Mitchell. Over Jackson. Almost, but it rolls out.
I can see he's pressing a little now, trying desperately to help them shrink this deficit.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Jazz trail by 8. Outside Conley. This is to Mitchell. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
You know what he did? He timed it well and did a good job of contesting without committing the foul.
Now here's Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball. Very sparing with his turnovers.
Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. And for Kawhi, he never seems like he's forcing the issue offensively.
I mean, he has studied the post games of Michael Jordan, and being able to score at all 3 levels has made the game easy. With his strength and his turnaround jumper, he can get his shot off with ease.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Now Conley. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's George. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. And the Jazz with possession here. A 12-point game. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Mitchell with it. Jackson on him. They need this. And Mitchell with the layup. Mitchell's got 4 points this quarter.
Off contact, to me, when you're talking about Donovan Mitchell, that toughness for a young fella is on full display.
Leonard on the wing. Pass to Beverly. Inside. George. And it's George finishing it off.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
What they have done is ran their plays all the way through until they get something they like.
Utah with the ball. The Clippers getting the bucket.
I like that Donovan Mitchell's not afraid to attack the rim. He finished strong.
Clippers leading by 10. Here's Beverly. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Jackson kicks to Zubats. To the middle. George finds Beverly. And he's way off from outside.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
And the rejection by Zubats. Lob pass to George, and it's George finishing it off.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for Utah. Down by 12. And Zubats picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. For the Clippers, Jermichael Green comes in for Ivica Zubats. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Then for the Jazz, Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Bogdanovich. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Mike Conley. Now here's Mudiay. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Here's Leonard, and finished off by Leonard.
Pushing the action, always working for the best shot. Nice drive by Kawhi.
Now, here's Mitchell. 11 points in the game. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. George with no one around. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his third assist on the night. And the Jazz call time here.
Yeah, just looking to tighten up their defense in the paint. They've got to be better.
It's a matter of want to. Helping out, contesting shots. You have to want to make the effort.
Williams-Goss is checked in for Donovan Mitchell. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement's starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Take a look at Leonard. He has a huge vote total right now. Number 3, in fact, among Western Conference players.
And looking more and more like he'll be a starter. And that's really a tribute to the work he's put in this season. He's earned each and every one of those votes.
A great All-Star weekend it'll be. We'll keep you updated as we get closer. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
When Gordon Hayward left the Jazz 3 summers ago, some expected a rebuild. Instead, they hit gold with Donovan Mitchell and kept on trucking.
A moment now to see the numbers for Jackson. How last month turned out for him. He's getting around 16 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the cause.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. 5 on the clock. Here's Mudiay. The Jazz with another miss. And the heartbreak over losing Hayward. Short-lived, but the Jazz still needed to learn from it.
Very important that the Jazz retain the stars they developed. I think there were some lessons learned along the way.
Jazz trail by 19. Pass to Clarkson to halt the run. But they get it back.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game.
He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Jackson dishes to Green. 1:39 left in the first half. George finds Shamet. They get it back. Here's Green, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 19.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Passes it to Williams-Goss. Here's Moutier. Here's Davis. And it's Shamet with the rebound.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
George, no good.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. For the Clippers, Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Jackson. .51 seconds left here in the second. Knocked loose. Just 5 on the clock. Moutier, no good.
I don't know how many shots he's missed this quarter, but they're going to have to find offense from someone else. Man, he has been locked in this quarter, shouldering the load at the offensive end.
And here's Clarkson. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And the rejection by Harrell.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Clarkson surveying the floor. From deep three-point range, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Los Angeles with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. And when we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the basket first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 21 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, we're seeing what it looks like when Paul George takes over. Knockdown shooter, that sets up his drive. And on the defensive end, he has the length to defend 1 through 5.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
They relied way too heavily on three-point shot in the first half. Their long-range game was off. That's my off sound, Ernie. They were off. But they still settle for the outside shot. They got to put more pressure on the defense by pounding it inside and attacking the basket.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite. on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Taking a look at the Jazz. At the forward slots, it's Bogdanovich and Ingles. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Leonard. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. And that one's good. Beverly.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Utah. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Back to Mitchell. Clock at 6. The 3. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And last season, Montrezl Harrell absolutely came alive for the Clippers.
He's always played with energy, but was more focused and made the most of his chances. You like to see him provide a little more on the glass, but make no mistake, he's a great finisher at the rim.
Conley against Beverly. And George gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Paul George with the steal. He's looking for Leonard and finds him.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
This has been an impressive performance tonight. Even with a big lead, they've maintained their focus.
Beverly against Conley. Down low, here's Mitchell. Offensive struggles continue, missing again for Los Angeles. They've gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime.
Even though that one didn't go down, I like the offensive game plan here. 3 for 4 coming out of the break.
Bogdanovich passes to Conley, and the officials call a traveling violation. And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. The Jazz, #1.
And that's the way they have to play in order to win. They've got rebounders, so they've got to go after those second and third opportunities whenever they can.
Now here's Beverly. He's got 5. Now the pass to Harrell. Ball's knocked loose. Mitchell looking it over. Looking to get back on track here. The Jazz with another miss.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
And it's Harrell missing. The Jazz have gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Mitchell outside. Another miss by Utah.
Hasn't been able to dial it in from distance. He has just the 1-3, and that was in the first half.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the Jazz call time here.
Let's see if Coach can get them back on the right track.
Because right now it feels like the pace is being dictated to them. They need to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Paul George. 17th in steals, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And yeah, he's one of the better steal guys in the league, constantly getting his hands in there. And as a ball handler, you have to respect him at all times. Now, here's Ingles. Conley, the pass to Mitchell to stop the drought. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Finally, now 1 for 5 here in the third. We'll see if that boosts their confidence.
George against Mitchell. And George gets it to go. George has got 23.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Beverly against Conley. The 11-footer, and the jumper is good.
What you like about Conley, he has a nice assortment of shots in that mid-range area.
Beverly against Conley. Here's George, and he banks in the layup. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's Conley. Kicks it to Mitchell. Engels trying to get open. And it's Mitchell missing.
He has gone ice cold this quarter. Obviously not helping their cause.
Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
It's been tremendous job of play calling and execution. They just continue to increase this lead.
And what was more fun to watch last season than Patrick Beverly checking Kevin Durant in the playoffs?
Patrick Beverly's energy and fight gave the Clippers a chance every night. Obviously, the Warriors' talent won out, but the Clippers made them work every step of the way.
Here's Zubac. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert. The Clippers haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10. He's off on the first. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the inside, and slam dunk by Gobert.
Doesn't have to jump much because of his length. It is unmatchable. Rudy Gobert. Who's got move?
Williams looking around. Harrell with it. He's got 9. Looking for George. He gets it there. 6 to shoot. And there's Harrell. That's good on the assist by George. George has got his 5th assist in this one. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. And it's Paul George with the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. And a switcher also for Utah. Clarkson, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. Now Conley. 5 points in the game. Here's Clarkson. Pass to Mitchell. Stolen by George. The 19-foot shot. Williams gets the bucket. Williams has got 7 points.
You know, he's still a streaky shooter, but Lou Williams has refined his jumper to the point where it's much more consistent.
Conley, the pass to Gobert. Back to Conley. Takes a 3. Good on the 3-point shot. Conley's got his third bucket of the night.
This is the shot you want to get him. An open look from range.
Conley against Williams. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Conley. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Mitchell. And the rejection by Harrell. And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. Feeds it to Williams. Right side Jackson. No good on the triple.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Mitchell against Jackson. Mitchell passes to Bradley. Clarkson kicks to Mitchell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots from the line, and there's another one for the Jazz.
So difficult to defend. Mitchell can stretch you out to 3, beat you at the rim, and everything in between.
Now here's Williams. 7 points in the game. To the paint. And it's blocked by Bradley. Mitchell outside. Again, Mitchell missing. LA's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And it's Leonard with the jam.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, locates the open man.
For Utah, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Conley, the pass to Bradley. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Who's got Williams?
Williams against Conley. Williams passes to Harrell. Now Jackson. Outside for George. Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
Now here is Conley. He's got 8. Back to Clarkson. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Gobert. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Gobert's got 9.
A much more physical player now than when he first entered the league. Gobert powering it home.
And the Clippers call time here. And it seems like Jordan Clarkson may have found his niche, Greg, as instant offense coming off the bench.
A perfect fit for a scoring-minded combo guard. Clarkson able to create his own shot and comfortable pulling from all 3 levels.
For the Clippers, Green, he's checked in for Harrell. Marcus Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Paul George. Passes to Jackson. In the corner, Shamet with it. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
The playmaking of Reggie, a work in progress, but looking good right there.
The Jazz shooting it beautifully here in the third, 56% from the field. And the pass to Moutier. Here's Williams-Goss. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. 6 points for Emmanuel Moutier.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Williams. And the shot is good.
The thing about Lou Williams, he sort of glides around, then suddenly he hits the turbojets.
Utah's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Pass to Clarkson. Here's Williams-Goss. He's covered by Shamet. Back to Clarkson. Morris with the block.
And a rare block shot from Morris. Anticipates the move and just times it out perfectly.
Clarkson on the wing. Fires for 3. But he stays with it.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Back in the day, someone would have blocked him out, but times have changed.
And the Jazz players are appreciating how strong the Jazz organization's response was last season to some fans who crossed the line using discriminatory racial language against Russell Westbrook.
Chairman Gail Miller, I thought, did an excellent job. She got all over this and got out ahead of it. Reminded them as a community, we're better than this. It's all about respect.
And you know, Clarkson entering the league as a second-round pick, a little unsung for most of his career, but always seems to find a way to contribute.
Now here's Williams. 9 points in the game so far. On the wing, Morris. Back to Williams. Over Moutier. That one off the back iron and out. And his teammates call him old man, say he looks like a 40-year-old farmer, but Joe Ingles, Smitty, much more than meets the eye.
You know what, Kevin? He's a star in his role. He's gotten better and better. He's a guy who can impact winning on a nightly basis.
No good on that one.
I mean, an incredible story how Joe Ingles has gotten to this point. A lot of it's been resiliency, and a lot of it has been sacrifice.
And he's good on the second.
There's a built-in respect for coaches who played in the NBA. The Jazz, Quinn Snyder, never made it that far, but as a point guard, he helped Duke make 3 Final Four appearances.
Now here's Williams. Outside, Green. And here's Morris for 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Morris has got his second bucket of the night.
And dangerous in that catch-and-shoot game. In fact, anytime Morris can square up, he's a lot more consistent.
And it's good for 2. Smitty, Snyder also an All-American in high school, 2-time Washington State Basketball Player of the Year in high school.
Led Mercer Island to a state title, and then experienced coaching in college, the G League, and abroad. He's a lifer, and he's been around the game far and wide.
Now here is Davis. And here's Clarkson. 7 points in the game. Lays it up off the glass. Clarkson's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Here's Williams. Green left side. Here's Shamet. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Clarkson. No good from 11 feet. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And Williams, here we go. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Crafty drive by Lou. That's a veteran play, drawing the foul.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And that one falls for Williams.
You look at the trajectory of Williams' career. Second-round pick, started slow, but his game has aged like a fine wine.
And Williams drops them both. 11 seconds left to play in the third. Clarkson with the ball. From deep. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got Morris, also Green out there, and it's Beverly in at the point guard. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. Aston Niang. Clock at 6. Pass to Moutier. Over Beverly. And it's Cabangeli with the rebound. And Los Angeles guys shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor, hitting at all cylinders. And the call will be against George Niang. That is his first foul of the game. Beverly wide open.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Utah shooting poorly, just 35% so far. O'Neal inside, covered by Morris. And Moutier throws it down.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Here's Morris after the basket by Utah. Back to Magruder. Utah with the rebound. And Davis now top of the key. The layup missed.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yes, getting a little ahead of himself on that play.
Here's Niang. 6 on the shot clock. Oni. And that misses everything. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Inside. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, a lot of progress being made from a technical standpoint. You can't escape it, Steve. Shoes now that can tighten themselves without laces, changing colors. Have you gotten yourself a pair yet?
Yeah, Kevin, I haven't, but I bought a lot of pair for my kids. I do like these type of shoes where there are no shoelaces. I'm a little lazy right now, Kevin, but I love the technology that are going into shoes right now.
And he knocks down the first one.
Jermichael Green, undrafted out of Alabama, played in the D-League and France, but he solidified himself as a quality NBA big man.
Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Paul George comes in for Rodney Magruder. And good on the second, so he makes them both. So it's the Jazz now. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Conley dishes to Bogdanovich. It's stolen by Morris. The pass to George. And it's George finishing it off.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Utah Jazz. Outside Bogdanovich. Pass to Davis. And here is Conley. 4 on the clock. From deep three-point range, Paul George grabs the miss. George has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Back to Beverly. He's off on that one. Now the Jazz take it the other way. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. The Jazz again can't hit it. The Clippers have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Beverly, the pass to Green. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, they'll head out on the road to face the Kings in Sacramento. Then on Thursday, they'll go back home and they'll be hosting the Detroit Pistons. The first one falls. And for a team's schedule that includes 4 games and 5 nights, sports writers have introduced the term schedule losses due to fatigue. I just don't think that's very good, but it's a reality right now.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, Kevin, you know these games, you travel a lot. Your legs are just done, and that's when you have to rely on a total team, play more guys. But it happens. You can't get out of this quicksand. You're going to have those type of losses.
Now, here's Noah. Bogdanovich missing his last shot. Noah dishes to George. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. Emmanuel Mudiay picks one up. Landry Shamet's checked in for Los Angeles. Williams Goss is checked in for the Jazz. That free throw good from George. And bought out by his hometown Knicks. Nice to see Joakim Noah back in action once again.
It is a former Defensive Player of the Year, a 2-time All-Star. His passion is never in question.
Back to Conley to end the run. Nailed from three-point land.
Here we go. His second made from beyond the arc in the second half after having no such luck in the first.
George passes to Shamet. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
It was a busy rookie season for Landry Shamet. He got off to a hot start in Philadelphia, but was traded near the deadline to the Clippers. Slotted in as a starter there and looked great.
That free throw, no good. And last year for Shamet, even with the trade from Philadelphia, still very productive.
Reason why the shooting from outside is what jumps out at you. Rarely do you ever see a rookie come in and shoot over 40% from deep like Shamet did.
And he sinks the second. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up and up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
Utah has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Conley, the pass to Bradley. He kicks it to Bogdanovich. Tries again. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Now Shamet. Pass to George. They grab their own miss. Back to Shamet. From downtown. Good work defensively by Conley.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
It's Bogdanovich on the wing. And Utah, another 3.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanovich. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hand.
Now, here's George, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Utah Jazz. Here's the teardrop. It's hauled in by Noah. LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Morris dishes to George. George double teamed. Here's Shamet. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
You can't afford to give him space. Those kinds of mistakes have been the story of this game.
Williams Goss, the pass to Bradley. A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success: ownership, ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership, and ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
Now, here's Shamet, covered by Conley. Shamet, the pass to Green, out to the right wing. Over Bradley. The rebound by the Jazz. Bradley's got 6 rebounds in the game. Passes it to Williams Goss. Connects from 3-point range.
Defensively, you have to tighten up on him or suffer the consequences.
Shamet on the wing. Back to George. Over Conley. Good on the short little jump shot. 34 points for Paul George.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
George against Conley. Over George. Here's Bradley. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
Now, here's Shamet. In the corner, it's Morris. 6 to shoot. Rebounded by the Jazz. Bradley's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Conley, the pass to Williams Goss. And the shot goes down. Bogdanovich has got 5 points in the quarter.
And Bogdanovich, a talented scorer, likes getting involved down low.
George double teamed. Near the 3-point line, it's Morris. Ingles with the rebound. Ingles has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Williams Goss. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
I love Bogdanovich's ability to put the team first. When he sees one of his guys open, he's a willing ball mover.
Now here's Noah. Well, we were just talking about this, Steve, as the game of basketball always evolves. You look at the WNBA now. The quality of play there is terrific.
The talent level in the WNBA is at an all-time high. I love watching and gaining some tricks on how they play the game. And also, Kevin, athletically, there's a lot of young ladies being able to dunk the basketball now.
Absolutely amazing. You're right, Steve. Morris outside. Back to George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Noah, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his 5th foul. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Noah. Montrezl Harrell comes in for Green. Kawhi Leonard is checked in for Marcus Morris. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Landry Shamet. Then for the Jazz, Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Bradley. And it's Mitchell in for Williams Goss. Now, here's Ingles. There's the pass to Conley. Back to Bogdanovich. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Conley's shot is off.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
Jazz trail by 21. Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
Now here's Gobert. Rebound by Harrell.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
To the middle. Here's Leonard. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Over to the wing. Conley with the three. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
The thing is, you want to do everything you can to help your team, and sometimes you just try to do too much.
Leonard kicks to Zubats. Harrell trying to free himself up and airballs the triple. That one was way off. Conley for three. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they've put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only one left to play.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for George.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Here's Gobert. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Gobert dishes to Mitchell. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And guys, at this point, just a side note, they've got this one sewn up. He's probably headed to the bench one way or the other.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Los Angeles on D. Oni. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. .26 seconds left in the fourth. 5 to shoot. Here's Niang.
Bringing a strong work ethic defensively. Morris grinding on the shooter there.
Here's Magruder. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Here's Williams-Goss. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.